So we're now filming for the first heat of the first race. You see the start line.
30. 20.
Spreading out.
10, 9,
Rather short
8,
starting line.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So now they're off. $180, 256. Chris Dance going in the other direction. Peliorson going close to the bridge. Fredrik Edgren in a good track, number 12 towards the outside. See who's will be rounding first when we get up to the windward mark over there and the spreader. So Chris Dance, who seems to be in a good position, followed by 77, Sweden, Ole Krug. Number 12, Edgren. Doesn't quite make it, I think. He has to tack. And then when 180, 57. And then they're already on their way down, and let's see who are. Now something has happened. We have now 74, Peliorson in the lead. Going down to the leeward mark, followed by Ole Krug, 77. Something has happened to Chris Dance's boat, I think. It's coming only now towards the very end. So he led, but so we have 2 Swedes in the lead, 3 Swedes in the lead, then number 57, 180, number 64 from Japan, followed by 5, 6, 557 Peter Axel, red sails. 423 Lars Smith, Sweden.
103 protesting 184. Contact.
The umpires. So it's going to be a slightly longer race than usual. Now Pelle Gerson is rounding the leeward mark, followed by going to the outside, Ole Krug on the inside. Seems like Fredrik Edgren, number 12, will be in there as number 3. And wind is picking up slightly. So Ole Krug is getting closer to the bridge, followed by Fredrik Edgren, and then we have number 74. So Ole is going out with this red boat, and we have fairly close race between Pelle and Ole, with the Japanese colleague coming in a good speed. Fredrik Edgren attacking it slightly ahead of him. Number 180 a bit out. So 180 is Netherlands, Chuck Kaiser, placed high in Fleetwood, and the UK national. And we are now approaching the windward mark for the second time. You never know with these races, because some of the sailors make surprising advances, such as Fredrik Edgren in the Swedish EF95 Nationals last year. Suddenly came up from place 5 to number 1 in the final leg, actually. So we see now Pelle Gerson approaching the windward mark. With the Krug tacking and almost making it.
Yeah, but that's it's beautiful. All the colors.
He actually makes it first, so Ole Krug made a surprise tack there, which brought Pelle Gerson a bit out of balance, and Ole is now ahead for the final downwind leg. They're almost even with Pelle. Fredrik Edgren approaching in the third place.
Où est-ce qu'on le vit?
Ouais.
aussi acheter le 95.
95 est plus cher.
Beaucoup
Ah,
plus
ok.
cher. ça-
La télécommande, c'est la même.
Non, on peut juste le dire.
Yeah, yeah. That would be fun.
Oui, parce que c'est le télécommande.
Yeah, okay.
You see that the race is time is a little bit longer than yesterday. We're now already over 10 minutes.
Ouais, ouais. Yeah, yeah. Ouais. Like, comme tout.
Nu går
Ah,
vi
then
hjem.
yeah. Now we go.
So it all has
Okay.
to do now
Yeah,
which direction they take, which track they choose for the downwind.
Man var i Simmerfocken hade jag på första rälsen där.
Och tänkte du att jag märkte det?
Ja.
So we have 2 Swedes and a 3rd Swede, and then the Netherlands and a Swede again. That's Lars Smith coming up with the blue boat. Tension in the air, but this is still all the qualifying races. Qualifying races which will determine the place in the gold, silver, bronze and I think copper groups for the finals, which start on Thursday. If everything goes on according to plan. So now Krug and Björnsson are attacking. Ole Krug managed to get ahead, slightly ahead, but Pelle Björnsson gets the inner track. So it's going to be a very tight race upwind to the finishing line between Ole Krug 77, Pelle Björnsson 74. Then we have, not to forget, Pelle Edgren, Fredrik Edgren coming in the 3rd place. Closing in a little bit with on the others. We'll go very close to shore, tacking now. So it seems that we have these 3 boats, 12, 74, 77, competing for the finishing line.
Sweden, 1, 2, 3.
Let's move up to the finishing line.
Yeah, you know, I'm
The world is in peace.
The 3rd of July coming back, it must be the 30th. No, they sailed down some on frosty patches. So the start.
Let's see now. Actually, we have 4 Swedish boats now in the lead. And let's see who I think it's going to be a very, very tight race. 77 in the lead. Gets a lot of wind in the end here. Followed by 77, number 12, and 74. So again, Fredrik Edgren makes a good race for the final leg. And we will see Lars Schmidt from Sweden, West Coast, number 4. And then we have number 184. And we have Japan coming in. Number 64, following in a good position, 184. Jackal Kaiser, 159. 557. And that makes it for the first race of the day. First heat of the day, one should say. So now we're into heat 2 of the first race. And there are a number of people to look out for in this group, including John Tushingham, number 51, from the UK, John Brayley, number 84 from Great Britain, Andrew Duncan from Australia, 114, and some others. On the Swedish side, Rolf Andersson, numbered 93. We have Magnus Timmerdahl, number 8, and so forth. So there are quite a number of top sailors in this heat, and we'll see how it works out. So it's 50 seconds to start. Hej Olle!
Tjena! Ska vi se, har du fått... Du har tagit filmer här från oss.
Yes, I am filming right now, actually. 20 seconds to start. They're lining up.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread all over the line. Attacking early, Brearley 84, 290, 114, 51 in the middle, Tushingham 93, Blue Boat, Rolf Andersson 190, Kent Bengtsson, Sweden, followed by number 8, Timmerdahl. Looks like a nice lineup. Rolf Andersson, number 93, in a good position. Blue Boat. See how they will past the windward mark, and Rolf is tacking over to the mark now as first, passing there. Rolf is from southern part of Sweden, followed by another Swede, 190. And Bengtsson, I think. 120. And Magnus Timmerdal, number 8, also Sweden. So he's 190, Kent. And again, quite a number of Swedes on top for in the beginning here. Perhaps people are trying to have some time to adjust to the conditions here in Nynäshamn, which have been used by Swedes for nationals for quite some time. Number 71, Sweden, Rickard Malm. Number 24, Mats Claesson. And first sailor approaching the leeward line mark with 93, Rolf Andersson in the lead. Turning over there, 190, Kent Bengtsson. 120 on the outer. And so on. So it remains to be seen now how 120 advances. It's Finland, Rami from Finland. Nice to see a Finnish boat in a good position. But it seems that Rolf Andersson is closer upwind to the windward mark. So we like to have, for the moment, 2, 4, 5 boats with 1 Finns and 5 Swedes, followed by John Tushingham in number 51. So already getting closer to the windward mark for the second time. Rolf Andersson in a rather, as it looks, solid lead. Tacking over. He's in a favorable position with others coming at a respectful distance. coming down. Doesn't look too nervous. And Magnus Timberdal, one of the most experienced Swedish sailors. (120) Finland. So Rolf Andersson approaching the leeward mark. We have 190, Kent Bengtsson in the second place. And 120 Rami, Finland in third place.
De tittar inte på dig, de tittar på båtarna.
So I'm following Rolf Andersson now on his way to the finishing line, crossing the other boats still on their way down. He has a very good solid speed today, Rolf. One of the sailors who typically perform very well, including in Fleetwood last year for the DF95 Globals. Kent Bengtsson is a sailor in Sweden who has risen to prominence only in the one or two last years, and performs very solid in many races. And it's glad to see a Finnish sailor coming here, number 120 Rami from Finland. So we have a winner here. Rolf Andersson, number 93. The sailing spreading out. The sailors are spreading out quite a bit here in the final. So 190 coming in, 120, and then number 8, Magnus Timberdal, John Tushingham. But he will also be probably overtaken by a number. Let's see the number. Number 514. Andrew from Australia. Number 84, Briarley 9296, one of the Lindholm brothers, whole family, and so forth. So this ends the second heat. So we are now moving into the third heat of the first race with a number of interesting participants. Phil Burgess, Odd Ernolf Stray from Norway, Paul Martin, Australia, Jan Bobo Lindholm 260 from Sweden, Christer Sörvik from Sweden, Phil Burgess, as I mentioned, Tobias Vogt from Germany, number 17, etc. So enjoy the race. I'm moving down to the starting line. About 30 seconds left to start.
Racing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And off they are. Number 87 attacking early. Number 133 Stig Strömqvist from Sweden, also attacking. Number 200, one of the Lindholm. 115 Magnus Janeborn from Sweden in the white boat, followed by another Lindholm 260. Number 5 Christer Sörvik from Sweden, one of our top sailors here. Number 29 Lasse Karlsson from Södertälje, close by. Phil Burgess, number 14. The wind is steady, nice. We have a beautiful view of the sailors here, approaching the windward mark. Let's see who goes first. I think we have a fairly clear leader already, unsurprisingly perhaps. Odd Ernolf Stray from Norway. Followed by 260, one of the Lindholm family. Christer Sörvik, number 5. And we have Magnus Janeborn there in a very good position, coming down here on with his Magnus 115 in yellow. Dave from Britain, number 30. Sweden, 200 Jonas. Australia, Stephen. Seems as if we will have Swedish leadership in this race so far. Coming up. Tax early out in a nice red orange color. Bobo Lindholm, and there we have Norway in, as it looks now, a fairly solid lead. That's Odd Ernolf Stray, a very experienced sailor, placed very well in Fleetwood last year. Number 133, Stig Strömqvist, has a good position as well, and followed by Christer Strömvik. 260, slightly after now. 115 in a high position towards the windward mark. It's going to be a very competitive race. So Odd is tacking over for the windward mark, followed by Bobo and Stig Strömqvist from 133 Sweden. Well placed also to come in possibly as number 3 in the race so far. So there we have Odd tacking early. Followed by Bobo Lindholm and Stig Strömqvist. I just made an interview yesterday. Norwegian Odd here, the odd man out, odd man in, concentrating on his sailing. Bra Stig. 115, Magnus Janneborn passing us right now, both on land and in water, followed by you can see number 200, Sweden, number 30, number 5, number 29, Lasse Karlsson here, Germany, 17, Tobias, and so forth. And we will see now how the leading boats approach the final leg.
It's not being on the boat is a bit of a challenge. Yeah, you're like, if it doesn't do what you meant wanting it to do. I've got a black myself.
So the leading boat towards the finishing line is Odd Ernostrai from Norway, followed by 260, who is Bobbe Lindholm from Sweden, followed by Stig Strömqvist, number 133 from Sweden. Then we have number 200, Sweden, that's Johan Lindholm, I think. Another Lindholm anyway. Now it's Jonas from Sweden. Not Lindholm. Number 30. And there we finish the third race, third heat of the first race. Strömqvist comes in as number 4. And that's it for the third race. So we are moving into the last heat of the first race, and we have quite a number of interesting participants in this heat as well. Magnus Bod, number 1 from Sweden. We have Nick Jerwood, the reigning Australian champion, with Australian number 22. David Lindsay from New Zealand. We have Thomas Envall from number 43 from Sweden, placed number 10 in Fleetwood. Gary Winton, number 75 from United States. Janet Jerwood from Australia, 101. And Tim Shuvalov, the reigning Swedish champion. We have Mark Payne from Great Britain, 128. 206, the rising Swedish star, Johan Lindholm. 211, Gunnar Gustafsson from the west coast of Sweden. Ron Stryker, 250 from the United States. And for instance, Pekka Kärmenniemi from Finland, 1159. So let's look at this race now. We have 30 seconds to start. and they are spread across the line, which is not too long, so fairly evenly spread. And 22 Jerwood tacks immediately, followed by Adderberts on number 38. The others go to the shore, more or less all of them. Number 43 in yellow-green sails is Thomas Envall. 117 Tim Shuvalov close to the shore in the yellow boat. 206 Johan Lindholm, and so forth. So they are going in a nice formation up to the windward mark. Let's see now how it develops. 117 has a good position in relation to the windward mark. That's Tim Shuvalov. Thomas Envall and Nick Jerwood up to the right. So Tim Shuvalov comes seemingly first to the windward mark, passes it now, followed by Magnus Bod number 1 from Mariestad in mid-Sweden, number 23, Johan Lindholm number 206, Thomas Envall number 43. And well, number 22, Jerwood coming there as 2467 for the moment. So Tim Shuvalov on his way down. Followed by Magnus Bod number 1, Sweden. David Lindsay, number 23 from New Zealand, in a good position as well. And the red boat is Johan Lindholm, 206. Thomas Envall, number 43, yellow-green sails, followed by Nick Jerwood, Australia. No, sorry, that's 38 Adderberts on Sweden. There is Jerwood, 22. And Tim is Shuvalov is coming closer to the downwind, the landward line there, and goes back up. Second to round is likely to be Magnus Bod. Number 23, David Lindsay, goes to the outside. Let's see how that works for him. Tim Shuvalov has just tacked in the direction of the windward mark and tacked again because there was a boat in his way. Magnus Bod goes out far to the right, seen from the camera, followed by Johan Lindholm and Thomas Envall. It would be interesting to see what happens now with the track taken by David Lindsay from New Zealand. He's far out, but goes with a very good speed out there, and you can clearly see that he has chosen good wind. Let's hope that the boat that comes into into the harbor now does not disturb the sailors. And now he's tacking, and it seems that he has done a very good choice here in terms of track. He's clearly come ahead of the many of the other sailors. So New Zealand will now compete definitely with Tim Schorlow from Sweden, 117. And they will be very, very close. Possibly that Lindsay will even be, yes, he will pass slightly ahead of Tim Schorlow. So there we have a first case of a very good track choice in this race. 2 yellow boats ahead, and let's see if this will lead to another choice by sailors when they go up for the final approach to the finishing line as they pass now the I think maybe Tim Schorlow has now on his side made a good choice by almost avoiding the waves, and at least getting them from the right side before he tacks over to the windward mark, and he managed to pass David Lindsay there in this operation. Lindsay has to tack once more to pass the windward mark, and clearly this lost him a little bit of further ground. Johan Lindholm seems now, together with Nick Jerwood, has now passed skillfully Johan Lindholm across the windward. So now he's upgraded his position from 7 to 3, it looks like. So already an interesting race. Two yellow boats ahead, followed by number 22 Jerwood and Johan Lindholm, and also actually Thomas Envald is coming with good speed, so there will be a competition between these three at least, possibly more.
Men det var inget vi pratade om, att det fanns ens.
Var det seglingsföreskriften?
Jo, visst men.
Har du skälla på Tim?
Nej.
Det var det seglingsföreskriften.
Det
är alltså förstå.
Är det på den eller?
Nej, men var det börjar vara ta slut.
So Tim is tacking. Let's see what Lindsay does now. If he goes again to the outer side, it seems like that. Of course he gained considerably by going that direction before. So we'll see how that works out for him this time, if it's equally profitable for him this time to pass on the outer side with a little bit more wind there, as it looks. Tim Schorlow now has gone to the inner side. David Lindsay hopes to gain from going far out also this time. Let's see how that works out. So we have Tim Shuvalov coming now in on port. David Lindsay on starboard. How will they meet up towards the final race? It seems that Tim has made the right choice, and Tim Shuvalov is racing towards the win in this fourth heat of the first race.
Now you think he's Australian. Tim's on our team.
Two yellow boats. It's supposed to be the color to win today. And hopefully David Lindsay is somewhat more happy than last time you were here. Isn't that right?
Yeah, comes yard.
One in the bank.
And Johan Lindholm, one of the young Swedes, 206, ahead of the Australian champion Nick Jerwood. And we will have Magnus Bod from Mariestad, Sweden, most likely coming in after that. And we will have Thomas Envald, number 43, green yellow sails.
Number 212. Oh, come on, that's too close.
Number 38, Sweden, 211, and so forth. So this ends the fourth heat of the first race, and that ends the race as so this is race 2, heat 1.
60, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well spread across the line. Couple of boats tacking already. 57. 77. 201. And we have Tushingham closer here to number 51. 190, Kent Bengtsson. Nick Jerwood, number 22. And closer to the bridge, number 5, blue boat, Christer Sörvik, Sweden. Nice sight. Boats going up towards the windward mark. Christer Sörvik has made a good choice, going close to the shore. The blue boat seemingly now leading the race with a very good speed up to the windward mark. He will soon tack in. So, see who makes it. Seems that Lars-Erik will take the lead. And to careful not to touch the mark. You're not allowed to touch the marks here. Then followed by another Swede, Kent Bengtsson. '77 had to take a turn. That's Ole Mark. Several boats touching the mark. 750. Had to take a round there. And it's going to be a tight race between two Swedes in the lead. That's Lars-Erik and Kent Bengtsson, 190 and 5. And we also have Jonas from Sweden coming, number 200. And we have Ned, 201, tackle caser, coming down in a good position. Ole Krug, 77. And John Tushingham, Derek, Ned, Nick, Derek, and then a tight group of boats following after them. So Lars-Erik and Kent Bengtsson approaching the leeward mark, both going to tack towards the shore, seemingly. Whereas Ole Krug, number 77, goes to the outside. Let's see, Ole Krug may again try the what David Lindsay did in the last race, try to get more speed going out. On the other hand, Lars-Erik has a very good height going towards the windward mark. Let's see, and he has also seemingly good wind, so it might not be a game changer for Ole. We will see. What happens? Yes, it's clear that Chris's choice of route was helpful for him.
Harri, hyvä kryssi.
Lars-Erik attacks not to go too close to the shore, followed by Kent Bengtsson. And now we see getting closer, and he has Tushingham has a good height going to the windward mark, but Lars-Erik seemingly ahead. Tushingham attacking, arriving third to the windward mark, passing Kent Bengtsson is now in the fourth place. The choice of route downwind will now be very important. But Christer has a sizable advantage, about 15 meters ahead of Tushingham. So let's see how that. But it's a long distance left, and Kent Bengtsson has a good speed. So does Nick Jerwood, who has caught up considerably. At least we can be sure that there will be a tight race at least after the first one. And Bengtsson and Nick Jerwood are competing side by side. And Lars-Erik again chooses to tack towards land. Nick Jerwood goes to the outer side now. No, he turns so that he can come on the inside track of Kent Bengtsson, followed by Krug, the Japanese number 64. So Lars-Erik tacks, get out, get more wind on the outside. His lead is now somewhat less than before, but he tries to stay ahead of the others by covering Tushingham and Jerwood. And Christer is tacking for the final run and he's followed by Kent Bengtsson, Sweden 190, Nick Jerwood, Australia, John Tushingham, United Kingdom. Now it seems that Christer has a clean pathway up to the finishing line, and that Kent Bengtsson also is likely to catch the second place. Followed by Nick Jerwood, '77 goes before Tushingham, and there we have the Japanese sailor coming in on an honorable 6th place, I think. 211 Gustafsson from Sweden in black sails. 201 Netherlands, Kaiser 200, etc. So that's the end of the first heat of the second race. So we're going into the second heat of the second race. 20 seconds left to start.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A little bit less wind now than in the last race. 206, 56 Great Britain, 93 Rolf Andersson, who won the first his first heat, is now also in a good position. 260 Sweden in red hull. 423 coming close to the shore here, has to attack. 557 red sails, Peter Axel, Sweden. So now the wind picks up a little bit, and we will wait to see who comes first down the line here. We have a whole range of sailors going up to the windward mark to cover their positions and get the right view of, so they don't touch the mark, because you're not allowed to touch the mark in this competition. In the last race there were several sailors that had to do a 360 degree as a result of that. So again, it seems that Rolf Andersson is in a good position to reach the windward mark first. He might have to tack. He's trying to go up a little bit, but he might still have to tack. We will see. Maybe a bit tight for him. Now he's just about managed, and he's passing, followed by, see who's there. So we have Lindholm, we have 159. .260, Five 1-4, 5-6. So we have 159 there. Bengt Olsberg from Sweden, honorable position. So we have two of the family Lindholm in red boats, 260, followed after by Johan Lindholm and 206.
Being too enthusiastic.
Yeah. Read the sailing instructions, please.
So Rolf Andersson is coming in my direction now. Several of the other boats go out a bit before they attack, following Andersson towards the bridge. Let's see if there are a couple of boats that might try to go out further, but the pressure on the outer side does not seem to be so high as it was before. We have Bengt Olsberg coming in fine in a second position, very close to number 93. Bengt Olsberg has been relaxing for 4 months now, so now he's on top of things completely. Aren't you, Bengt? 3 Swedes, 4 Swedes, 4 Swedes actually, with number 38 as well. Albertsson in the lead. One 1-5, Magnus Janeborn. 5-1-4. 4-2-3, Lars Schmidt. So they will soon be tacking towards the shore, and it seems that Bengt Olsberg had done a very nice run up to the, and he forces Rolf Andersson to tack before he actually probably wanted to do it. Let's see what that means for the two boats passing the windward mark. So we have 2 Swedes, 3 Swedes, 4 Swedes in the beginning, and both have to tack again, I think. Possibly Olsberg might make it, and he takes the lead. A clever move by Bengt Olsberg before Rolf Andersson. Followed by Bobo Lindholm. Let's see that they don't hit each other now on the way up and down. So it's all now a question of who has the best speed on the downwind, and then who chooses the right track on the last leg up to the finish. So now Rolf Andersson decides that he will not be beaten this time either, but we will see what Bengt Olsberg says about that. And Rolf Andersson tries to shadow cover Bengt Olsberg to take some wind from him, and let's see what that means. So results in changing tack, changing direction. It depends on which mark they want to round. If they go both to the right, then possibly Rolf has an advantage, but I would guess rather than Olsberg is going to try for the left. But you never know. No, they are both going for the right. And I think that Olsberg is going to try to come inside, which he's managed to do, but slightly behind Rolf Andersson. So it's tricky. Two boats passing the same time. Bobo Lindholm chooses to tack early to go to the outer side, hope for more pressure there. Whereas Rolf Andersson and Bengt Olsberg take the inner track. Now Olsberg tacks as well, both tack, cover each other, and the question is, what is the height and what is the pressure on that track up to the windward mark? Or actually the goal, the finishing line. One 159. The 115 did a surprise maneuver coming up as number 3, 260, 202 Lindholms there, 514, and this makes it for the second heat of the second race. So now we have race 3, or race 2, heat 3. A little bit less wind now. Thomas Envall in green, yellow sails, close to us here. Ahead of him, the winner of the first race, Stray, Odd Stray. And in the background, one of the Lindholm friends, and as well as I think it's also Tim Shuvalov over there. Let's see when we get closer. So we will continue following up to the windward mark. So Thomas Envall seems to be in the second position after Odd.
Ja, visst är det.
Odd has to tack once more before passing. But he has a comfortable position so far. Seems like Thomas Envall also has to attack. No, it was not Tim Shuvalov, it was I think Lindsay. And then we have the Dutch, Chaco. And Magnus Timmerdal, number 8. So we have Norwegian, Swedish, lead. And we have David Lindsay in the third position from New Zealand, followed by number 8, 250. Ron Striker from the United States, 250. 74, Pelle Jörsson, Sweden. So, two leading boats approach the leeward mark. Thomas Envall goes to the outer side. Let's see how that works out. Seems to be a fairly good pressure there now. Whereas Odd goes to the shore, tries to pass the other boats so that he has free wind to tack to the outer side. He tacks now. Assuming you have 3 leading boats, Norway, Sweden and New Zealand. Australia, Phil Burgess approaching. That's a good development there. .269, a good speed. Magnus Timmerdal, number 8. And we see Odd rounding the windward mark. Thomas Inwald with a good speed as well, good height, but he's not going to beat 269. Lindholm will be number 2 in the competition so far. So there have been quite a lot of changes in this leg up to the windward mark this time. The choice of track has been very important for several sailors. So Anders Lindholm coming by. Always make sure that there is a Lindholm in every race. I suppose they would like to go together as one person, because then they would win a lot more. Very special family. Odd making his final turn now. Anders Lindholm approaching the leeward mark now, and Thomas Envall now 3rd place. Make sure that he doesn't get in the shadow of other boats. Thomas Envall has made a good approach to 269. It's closer now than before. Let's see how it works out towards the end. So it's not obvious how this will end, except that Odd will win. Possibly, we'll see. There will be a very tight race between Anders Lindholm and Thomas Envall. Very tight. And the point here is not the height, but how close you are to the finishing line. So Odd tacks over and goes in as the first boat, followed by 269, 43, number 8. And Phil Burgess, Australia, number 14. Phil has to tack just one more time in order to pass the buoy without difficulties. Rickard Malm, Sweden. Well done. $74 per year on Sweden. And others. So this is the third race. So we're coming a bit into the fourth race. The fourth heat of the second race, to speak more concretely. And we have Magnus Bod, Sweden, number 1, in the lead, followed by Tim Schuvalov, also Sweden.
Seglar in i banan. Babord. 133 slaget till babord.
59.
Möter 256. 256 slagvänder och är klar. 159 för babord in i banan.
120.
17-12 för babord. 184 för babord. Slagvänder in med
59, that's Lindsjö from Sweden.
Ett slagvänder igen. Slagvänder igen. 12 är väl på märket där, va? Eller? Det är svårt att se när han är på andra sidan märket då, så att det är där.
quite a crowd up at the windward mark, very difficult to pass.
We're contact 133 and 645, red sail. Thank you.
Now all of the boats are passed. They are moving downstream, downwards, and we will see Magnus boat heading upwind. Quite crowded here now with we have lots of spectators. It's getting more and more popular by the hour, this race. So number one is hesitating whether to continue along the bridge or whether to go out, but there all the boats are passing still. So now they have all passed and it will probably tack very soon. It goes right into the bridge and then goes out again. So we have Sweden, Magnus Boot in the lead. Seemingly number 59, Bo Windsjö, is number 2, also Sweden. No, sorry, we have Tim Schuvalov as number two, most likely, but he has a difficulty to get some pressure there, so he's coming very close to 59 and he's tacking. It's a bit unsteady wind here along the bridge. So we're getting close to the finishing line, and we're going to have number 1 Magnus Bood coming in as number 1, followed by 59 Sweden, Lindsjö, who has to tack, 120 Finland, number 3, followed by Tim Schuvalov, who is almost there, but he still has to. And then Chris Dance, Australia, number 17, 8184, Mellström, Sweden, number 12, Edgren, 114, Australia, 13, Sweden, 645, Sweden of Lindberg, and so forth. So this ends the second race, the 4 heats in the second race, and we will summarize this in a publication on YouTube soon.